Good afternoon. My name is Bob Blitz. I'm with SouthWest Electronic Energy. I'm with the engineering department. I've been dealing with lithium primary batteries for 25 plus years. And we'd like to take this time just to share with you what we've learned in all these years of handling lithium batteries from the cell level to the assembly of the battery pack, to the testing, to the evaluation, and then to the disposal of the battery pack. We would like to share that information with you, not as a certified training time, but more as a time when we just impart to you what we've learned, some of the mistakes we've made, but mainly how to handle lithium batteries in a safe manner so that you always feel safe, so that you do it properly to where we are safe when you return it to us, and that we all get the most maximum benefit from dealing with lithium batteries. The first thing I'd like you to do is to know your application. You should know the battery before you put it into your tool. You should know the temperature the battery is expected to work at, the proper voltage of that battery. Of course, the size of the battery is just going to fit that particular tool. But is the application correct for the temperature? Here I have a typical battery that we produce, that we write on that battery the maximum temperature that this battery should be used at safely. Along with this, we will put a caution on what to do with this battery, how to handle it. We will also put information dealing with the part number and when it was made, so the battery can be safely tracked. You should know your safety equipment. You should know where it's located and how to use it. Some of the safety equipment for lithium batteries is Lithex powder, a Class D fire extinguisher, and in our case, we use an explosion-proof blanket. You should know your plan for exiting in an emergency. You should think in your mind, where would I go? What would I do if something were to suddenly happen with this battery? You should know your plans for warning others that work with you and around you, or even in the near vicinity of your facility. A Class D fire extinguisher is usually in a yellow container. Your ABC extinguishers are usually red. The Class D fire extinguisher used for lithium batteries is used on combustible metals. It is usually filled with sodium chloride powder or a copper extinguishing agent. It smothers any lithium fire that may result. An explosion-proof blanket is a heavy blanket that can be used to throw over an object that has a potential hazard about to happen. Remember, not all smells are hazardous, so use this blanket cautiously. Safety when working with lithium batteries. You should know your company's safety procedures, your safety chain of command. You should always be able to check for proper packaging when you pull a battery from inventory. There should be the proper UN markings on the box to show you that it is a lithium battery that you're dealing with. When you remove the battery pack from its shipping box, you should be checking it for the integrity of that pack. There should be no cracks, no dents, no signs of the battery having been dropped during transportation. You should check the connector to make sure it hasn't been deformed or damaged in any way. Other ways of safely working with lithium batteries. Always treat the lithium battery as a potential hazard. This is whether new or used. The potential with these batteries are different with a new battery and a used battery, but they're still hazardous to you, the individual. We ask you never to deplete a lithium battery below 2 volts per cell. That's a safety area that we don't like to receive batteries back, and you shouldn't be using batteries in your application. Most applications do not work below 2 volts per cell, but a lot of times things go wrong and batteries continue to discharge. Even though there are safety devices built into the battery, we still should not go below 2 volts per cell on open circuit voltage. If that does happen, we would like you to tag the battery, telling us that the battery is at this low voltage level, so that when we receive it for disposal, we can properly handle it. Never crush or cut into a lithium battery. You should know your MSDS sheet. You should know what to do if the chemicals within this battery were to seep out into the area and you were to breathe them in or get them on your skin. The MSDS sheet is written specifically for that purpose. In the routine handling of a lithium battery, we ask that you leave it in the shipping container or in a proper storage area until you're ready to use it. That can be an area away from people that are working, away from office people, but in an area that is safe for the battery for storage until the time that it's going to be used. We ask you to keep working areas free of metal tools, anything that's conductive that can short a battery out, or any debris that might be around the area where you plan to work with the battery. And before you use any battery, always inspect the connector for the integrity of the pins, whether they're bent or broken or crushed in any way. Other routine handling of lithium batteries is to check a wire harness that you may be ready to attach to the battery. Check that harness for kinks, for scraped connectors, for abrasions, for anything that could be detrimental to the battery pack or an individual's using it. So when using the battery, you should inspect the housing for any discolorations that may show up beneath the fiberglass tube. That could be a very indication that the battery is leaking internally. You may not smell anything or feel any warmth occurring, but you should be forewarned that this is the beginning signs of a battery that could be leaking. Other routine handlings of a lithium battery. Always be aware of strange smells. Always be aware of temperatures out of the normal of room temperature. As you touch these batteries, as you slide them into your tubes, you should always be able to feel the battery to know if it's generating any kind of internal heat. The smell of this battery is as a rotten egg. You'll know right away that something is occurring. The pungent smells are a sign of leaking electrolyte that could produce sulfur dioxide that could be dangerous to your health and those around you. Warm or hot spots could mean that the cell has been damaged by another individual or in shipping or in packaging and could be shorting internally. And you have time to deal with it if you catch it in time.